All right, so now we're going to put all this together to do one of these problems all the way through with no kind of scaffolds. The one scaffold you'll need is just the quadratic formula. So if you don't have that written down, you should have it written down all the way up here in number 1, so you can refer back to that. I have it right here for this, but you always want to write that down before you start these problems because it's going to make it a lot faster. So we're number 7. Okay, first step, always, I think we all know this by now, it's the same as when we were factoring. So we're going to find our A, B, and C. So A equals 1, B equals 46, and C equals 525. Okay, big numbers. Doesn't matter with the quadratic formula. So much of it is calculator based. Okay, now we need to plug it in. Super important. So, I'm actually going to go back and color code this a little better just so we can see it. So we'll do B in blue. And we'll just C in some other color. What do we want to do? Yellow. Okay. All right, so we're going to use this equation here. So we're going to start by just writing it. So x equals negative, and then we come to our B. Only when you get to the B, only the B, that becomes parentheses. So B is 46. Boom. Okay, then we're going to go back to just our regular equation, plus or minus the square roots. So I'm just looking up here, the square root of B squared. So we got another B. So we want to put that B in again. So remember, B is only going to be where that B is. So only the parentheses where that B is. Everything else still stays outside the parentheses. So that's squared outside the parentheses. B squared minus 4. That 4 is just in the equation. Now 4 times A times C. So 4 parentheses A, then parentheses C. So parentheses 525. Whenever you're writing this and you run out of space, make sure you go back and you extend that out. This needs to cover all of that. Okay, very important that that looks like that. Okay, all of this is over. So super common, what I see a lot of people do is do this over. Make sure it's all over. But also, don't do this. Not the x. Everything else. Everything on this side of the equation. All of that over 2 times A, which is 1. So we're going to do now parentheses 1. Okay. So just plugging into this equation. Looks crazy, but now we know to simplify. Negative 46 is just negative 46. So we can do this in red. So negative the 46 is just negative 46. So x equals negative 46. We still have plus or minus. We're going to have square root, but we're going to simplify this. So let's go ahead and do this in our calculator. So what we want to do, first of all, get that out of the way. Make sure it's clear. We're going to do all of this in parentheses. So this is 46. So parentheses 46, close our parentheses, squared, minus 4, and parentheses 1. Close our parentheses, parentheses 525. Close our parentheses. Boom. So just make sure all of that looks exactly like this. It does. We get 16. So look how easy that got. 16. 2 times 1. So all of this is over 2 times 1, which is 2. Great. Now we can simplify again. Square root of 16. Now you might know this. Square root of 16 is 4. If you don't know, you go and you hit your square root button. 16, 4. Why is it 4? Because 4 squared is 16. That's, remember, it's the opposite of square. So now we have x equals negative 46 plus or minus 4 over 2. Okay, I'm going to finish this on the next video just because I'm running out of time on this one, and then we will see what this looks like.